TomoNews presents Beating Traffic Jams.
Beating traffic jams. Business and academia teamed up recently to tackle an annoyance every driver faces: traffic jams. Phantom traffic jams occur when a driver at the head of a pack of cars slows for an unknown reason. The halting action ripples to all following vehicles, causing them to also slow or stop. Ford and Vanderbilt University researchers recently tested adaptive cruise control as a means of dealing with phantom traffic jams. This system monitors traffic flow and adjusts speed accordingly. Ford says no traffic jam occurred when adaptive cruise control was switched on. Another method of reducing congestion, according to CNET, is ramp metering. This system uses traffic signals to manage the flow of traffic with vehicles waiting on an on-ramp. Some areas in Ontario, Canada use high occupancy toll lanes to lessen traffic jams. Motorists pay a premium to access these lanes in high traffic areas that are prone to congestion. But, as Toronto Transportation told Gizmodo, one of the most effective ways to get around traffic problems is mass transit. This can be anything from the likes of double-decker buses in London to effective and reliable subway systems found in cities around the world.
This six-rotor personal drone would be an awesome way to get around. Ever since the Jetsons, who hasn't dreamed of owning a flying car? That day, an electrical vertical takeoff and landing vehicle can replace the gas guzzler in the driveway. But what if you just want to zip around the neighborhood? Well, then the Solexa is the whip for you. The Solexa is designed for shorter flights of about 20 minutes. Imagine skipping over traffic on your way to work. Or you and a friend can explore the countryside in a Solexa, which is way cooler than taking an ATV. Its designers also think the police might find the Solexa useful. Cops riding a Solexa could quickly respond to a crime scene and then report back to a command center. Navigation would be automated. Punch in coffee shop and the Solexa is programmed to take you there. The Solexa has a 200-pound payload, a 30-meter height ceiling, and a maximum flying time of about 20 minutes. At this point, the concept is just a concept, much like flying cars that fold into a briefcase.
Maryland gives Elon Musk a nod to begin Hyperloop project. If you build it, they will ride it. Maryland officials have given Elon Musk's The Boring Company the green light to dig tunnels for a Hyperloop project between New York and Washington. The Boring Company plans to dig a 10.3-mile tunnel between the state-owned section of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, between the Baltimore City Line and Maryland 175 in Hanover. The company has developed tunneling machines that can efficiently drill through soft soil at only a fraction of the cost of traditional tunneling. According to Musk's estimates, a Hyperloop trip between Washington and New York would only take 29 minutes. The Boring Company wants to construct two 35-mile tunnels between Baltimore and Washington. The 10-mile section approved by Maryland will be the first section of the underground system.
Hyperloop's next destination could be Indonesia. Indonesia could be the next country and perhaps the first in Southeast Asia to test a Hyperloop rapid transport system. Hyperloop Transportation Technologies has announced a $2.5 million feasibility study for 3 possible routes, including at least one to service Jakarta, which suffers extreme traffic congestion. A Hyperloop works by propelling a magnetically levitating passenger or cargo capsule through a depressurized tube. The low friction could enable it to exceed jetliner speeds. Hyperloop technology is perfectly suited to Indonesia, a country with a high population density, but underdeveloped transport infrastructure. The Hyperloop's capsule vehicle would accelerate to cruising speeds using a linear electrical motor, and the near vacuum tubes would enable traveling as fast as 760 miles per hour. The company says travel time on the 560-mile route between Jakarta and Yogyakarta could be slashed to 25 minutes. The frictionless motion enabled by magnetic levitation or air bearings would provide an exceptionally smooth ride, leaving passengers refreshed rather than exhausted by what might otherwise have been a long drive. The feasibility study will examine routes first in Sumatra, then Jakarta, and then other parts of Java. Uber reckons you'll be able to hail a flying cab by 2026. Ride-hailing company Uber released a very intriguing white paper last month. The nearly 100-page document envisions a future where commuters jetting city to city in compact aircraft could be as normal as taking the train to work. Uber's prediction of a world with commonplace urban air transit systems relies heavily on the widespread use of small self-flying electric aircraft with vertical takeoff and landing capability. Also known as VTOL, it's most commonly used by helicopters, as well as a small number of military aircraft. Uber says a network of VTOL hubs or landing pads, dubbed vertiports and verti-stops, could be used as terminals to ferry passengers around. Unlike cars, buses, and trains, VTOLs aren't susceptible to traffic jams or delays. They can fly from A to B with no fixed route. Uber estimates the cost of a 15-minute flight may eventually reach as low as $21. Uber expects the aircraft could fly at cruise speeds of around 150 miles per hour and won't go above 10,000 feet. The VTOL would be powered by rechargeable batteries that would maintain 30 minutes of reserve energy. Uber won't manufacture the aircraft, but predicts the market will have produced them by the early 2020s. Uber needs to collaborate with governments and the private sector for this to become a reality, so that could take longer than a decade, especially on the regulatory side.
Self-driving car starts cross-country journey. Move aside, Google. Automotive component supplier Delphi is about to eat your lunch by taking their self-driving vehicle on a journey from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Big Apple. Delphi's driveless Audi will begin on Sunday, will be the longest automated drive ever attempted in North America. The Audi SQ5 will be challenged under a variety of driving conditions, from changing weather and terrain to potential road hazards. Delphi will test its advanced driving assistance systems while the luxury SUV makes its way through busy intersections, highways, and maneuvers itself past cyclists. The navigation system, cameras, and sensors are all controlled by intelligent software that enables the vehicle to make complex human-like decisions. The car's list of advanced features even includes auto valet and parking abilities. If the journey proves successful, Delphi Automotive will no doubt become a major player in the self-driving car market.
Boeing says commercial hypersonic jets could be a reality. The CEO of Boeing said at the Paris Air Show that commercial hypersonic jets will become a reality in the next decade or two, which will drastically cut down on current air travel times. Hypersonic generally refers to speeds of Mach 5 and above, which is faster than supersonic and more than 5 times faster than transonic speeds. A hypersonic jet can travel from New York to Shanghai in just 2 hours, whereas a conventional commercial flight usually takes around 15 hours. However, objects traveling at hypersonic speed have to withstand surface temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, enough to melt aluminum and titanium. The two elements are common materials used in current aircraft construction. Sonic booms created by flights traveling at hypersonic speeds would also generate a noise on the ground that can permanently damage human ears. Despite the failure of the Concorde and skepticism over ultra-fast airliners, some companies have made continuous efforts to try to turn supersonic travel into a reality. Boom Technology is developing a 55-seat supersonic jet that it hopes will be in service by next decade. Lockheed Martin is also developing the quiet supersonic technology X-Plane that it hopes will eliminate the problem of sonic booms.
Life in the fast lane. Traffic in Colorado's capital city could get seriously faster in the next half-decade. Headed by tech firm Arrivo, The Denver High-Speed Traffic Tube project will first build a test track following the city's E470 toll road. The system will see a variety of vehicles, both passenger and cargo, using it. The technology uses a combination of magnetic levitation and electrics to propel cars at speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. If successful, Arrival could potentially expand to connect with Denver's current transportation infrastructure. The company was founded by Hyperloop One co-founder and former SpaceX engineer, Brogan Ben Brogan.
German highways will soon be electrified. Siemens has announced its plan to add an eHighway to the public roadway system in Germany, which would allow hybrid trucks to drive up to 90 kilometers an hour without producing any emissions. The eHighway will be installed on a 10-kilometer stretch of highway near Frankfurt Airport. The installation aims to supply electricity to hybrid freight trucks. A pantograph would be raised from the truck to connect with overhead power lines in order for the vehicle to receive electricity. The connection allows the trucks to trade energy with the power system. The energy would be fed back into the system when the truck brakes and released to the vehicles when they accelerate. The installation is expected to be completed by the end of next year. The eHighway project was previously tested on a 2-kilometer stretch of public road near Stockholm, Sweden last year. Three-wheel car turns into a flying gyrocopter. Dutch company Palvi has designed a car that can fly you out of traffic jams. The Palvi Liberty can easily shift from flight mode to drive mode. The vehicle is about the size of a regular car and can carry 2 people. The car can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 9 seconds. Its lowered suspension system allows it to tilt when going into curves. The manufacturer suggests using a runway at least 280 meters long for takeoff. The car has a maximum operating altitude of 3,500 meters. It can land on an airstrip that is significantly shorter than what it needs to take off from. If you're interested in getting behind the wheel of one of these bad boys, you'll need both a driver's license and a pilot's license.